Let's go. A women peepo baba hypercloud. Hassle, hassle, hassle. Love you, Hassan. Hassle, 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 hassle. Send message. I love you, you filthy turk. Hassle, 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 has smell. Okay.
We love yous on poggers.
People pop. Hey chat, hope you all are well. Glad to see Hussein doing better after his break. Love you all. Sup. Hasboggies, 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 Hasboggies.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Hasanabi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles. We are live once again, folks. Boys, girls, MBs, we are live and alive. Okay. You might be wondering why I'm dressed up. Why am I wearing a shirt? Why am I wearing a bolo tie? Well, that is because today is the day of the Georgia Senate runoffs, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got a big date, folks. Got a big date with justice. We got a big date with potentially $2,000. We got a big date with actually holding the... What? Okay, something is bleeding, and I don't know what it is because... that's weird. Okay, I have no idea what's bleeding, but I just took a shower, so... Anyway, we got a big date with justice, folks, and that's why I'm dressed up. We will see what ends up happening today. But that's precisely, yeah, the blood god is here. That's why I'm bleeding, because the blood god demands sacrifice.
I've been radicalized.
Anyway, folks, I hope everyone's having a fantastic Tuesday morning, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. Tuesday, January 5th, 11:24. I'm a little late, and I apologize. Now, the real reason why I'm a little late is, of course, because I was showering and stuff. Hold on. And that's why I was a little late. But today is a big day for politicking. Today's a big day for, Reaction Jackson. Mostly just that.
I don't love the spirit of justice. I love my father, the devil, at Hasanabi.
Also, will we know the end of the will we know the results of Georgia by the end of the day? I do not know. I wish I could tell you with a certainty, without a shred of a doubt, that we will know. But seeing as how the electoral process is determined, used, worked, abused, if you will, in the United States of America, I'm going to go ahead and say we probably won't know. Hold on one second.
Pogo.
Anyway, are we going to be doing some betting on the elections, folks? Is that what we're going to be doing? I don't know. We might be doing a little bit of gambling. We might be doing a little bit. Folks, we might be doing a little bit of gambling. A little bit of predicting today, boys. The Hasino might be open, who knows? Last night we were doing a little bit on the Hasino when Donald Trump was speaking, and I realized that, my moderation team is very good when it comes to politics and political moderation, political predictions, and they're very bad when it comes to putting on any sort of predictions for gaming. Now, partially that is on me, okay? Because I'm not very good at gaming, so it's like hard. If you were moderating for like a professional gamer, you could just be like, will Hassan get 7 kills or will Hassan get 4 kills? Like, what's the over under on how many kills? Like, but when it's me playing video games, they are, of course, their challenge is, will Hassan touch the microphone with his nose? Will Hassan not touch the microphone with his nose? Like that sort of thing. And it's mostly my fault, but they themselves are also not very good at predicting stuff when it comes to down to just the non-political stuff. So I think your shirt's confused on whether it's from Santa Monica or Texas. Listen, folks. My shirt itself might not be from Santa Monica, but my bolo tie certainly is from the great state. A better state than the one that you mentioned, my friend. Oklahoma. This bolo tie right here with the bullets underneath it at the edges is directly out of an Oklahoma gun show. You understand? North Tejas. Or rather, Tejas is South Oklahoma. Go Sooners. Which is kind of funny because I literally, with Murad, watched, or I don't know if Murad was there, but I just watched the Wichita Falls episode of King of the Hill, where Hank goes to Wichita Falls for the Dallas Cowboys practice.
Good morning, Hussein.
And they go to the propane and propane accessory place in Wichita Falls, and he says, "Hey, I'm a propane salesman myself." And the guy's like, I hate you Texans coming in here. I hate you Texans coming in here talking about Texas this, Texas that. I love living in Wichita Falls because it's close in proximity to Oklahoma. You know? Grew up 45 minutes from Wichita Falls. Holy shit, how long has it been since they had training camp in Wichita Falls? I don't fucking know. Texas is southern Oklahoma, folks. Anyway, did you see the one where Luann was a communist? No, I haven't gotten there yet. Abi Türkiye beni karıştı. 24 yaşında saçlarını stresten bembeyaz olacak. Biraz Trump'ın götünü yanmasını izleyelim. Keyfimiz yerine gelsin. Did you not start stream while I'm having sex? I had to tell the girl to leave because my favorite himbo started streaming. Okay, that's a lie, dude. You've never... Anyway, listen. I'm dripped the fuck out right now because it's the day where we got a date with the fate. We got a date with fate. Fate of the Senate. Fate of $2,000 that you may or may not receive. The fate of whether or not Democrats will gain control of the Senate so that we can start yelling at Democrats rather than yell at Republicans, or allow Democrats to keep using the Republicans as a reason as to why they just simply can't do anything good. These are all things that we're going to find out by the end of this. Thank you, Dayyyyy, for the $5 dono. Pog. Good morning, son. I got my vaccination today. That's sick.
No longer Normand.
Anyway, as far as what I did yesterday after Rust, I turned off Rust, and I immediately
am back for D-Day.
I immediately laid down after you know, the Rust server was wiped out. I laid down and watched a little bit of King of the Hill and went to sleep early. Woke up early. Did my back exercises. Did a little bit of back exercises, some movement exercises, things like that, so that I could so that I wouldn't be fucking dying.
Got the bolo drip and everything.
You know? Are you wearing the Hasanabi merchandise? Might be reaching people at this point. I think it is. So excited about that. Hasanabi Yaran. Wait, what happened on Rust? Rust server is done. The first Rust server that was PvP focused is now done. That server will come back alive, and there will be a PvP focus on that server. There's a new server coming out that's RP focused, where half of the map is going to be specifically RP, half of the map is going to be PvP. Very excited for that one. I will tell you right now, I had two characters that I was potentially going to be doing. I had two characters, folks, that I was going to potentially be doing for that RP character focused server. One of them was going to be an Irishman.
Big day today. Let's go.
An Irishman, but I've decided that one that comes natural to me, one character, one voice that comes natural to me because of all my love and affection for
10 months
Donald Trump, the great, the GOAT, Rambo, John Rambo, Donald Trump, is of course Hank Pecker. So, on the RP server, you will be hearing New Year, New Me, Hank Pecker, All-State quarterback, legend in every way. I haven't decided what my weaknesses are because I might not have none. Too afraid of my strengths. Too powerful. Or maybe I'll, yeah, or maybe will have peaked in high school. I haven't decided yet. My weakness is 5G, coronavirus, and modesty. And diabetes. I might have had the gout too. Anyway, as far as having guests on, I have asked Dave Waggle of Washington Post come on later today. And also Ryan Jebediah Grimm. That's not his middle name. I just made that up. They will be coming on later. I have not asked Osita. I might. I don't know. I just like, you know, to deliberate on, endlessly pontificate on the results of the Georgia Senate runoff races. Hank Pecker football jersey drop when? We'll see. I should write this shit down. Hank Pecker weaknesses. AOC feet pics. Oh, man. Yeah, I need a character sheet. I'm not sure my weaknesses yet, but I don't think I have any. No, I'm going to be a peaked in high school Andy. How's the weather outside of Jean? I can't tell from the inside of this logger I got shoved in after Kyle saw my merch shirt. This is a Kyle free zone, brother. Don't worry. This is a Kyle free zone. Okay, I got to stop doing the accent. Holy shit. This is a Kyle free zone, my friend. Mustard is another weakness I have. There's a Trump rally in DC, but that's not today. That's tomorrow. That is something that we're going to take a look at. Obviously, we're talking about that. Listen, we'll just get right into it. I mean, we have a lot of time today to cover the news, so I'm not like rushing. I'm not in any rush to cover the news immediately as quickly as it comes out because there's so much going on. But also, we have a lot of time because the Rust server is down. I think. I don't know if they put it back up. And that's part of the reason why I will most likely just do politics for the day. And then when the RP server pops up, when the RP server launches, I will be doing that.
Keeping up the great content,
on the 7th.
Crazy,
so
stressful running a daycare for so many thousands of internet
do not worry about
the content and the community.
I really don't understand your hypocrisy. Why aren't you playing Rust? No, there's another one happening right now.
Chat is looking sexy.
There's one. There's a RP. There's a Rust server that like all of the South Americans are on, but I don't know what the fuck that's about, so I'm not gonna. Anyway, are you glass prescription? Hell yeah, brother. I need to have eyes like an eagle, brother. That's why I wear prescription glasses. Eyes like an eagle, so I'm a good shot. Even though I'm not a good shot. But those people are lying. They're libtards who say I'm not a good shot.
Happy 4 months, Hassie.
Oh, it's a Spanish one? Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was a South American one. My bad. Anyway.
Warnock is
why you say South American? Yeah, you're right. I should have said Latiner. There's a Latiner server. You know? They got European Latinos. And they got American Latinos. They got them all. What's your neck and back stretch routine? My mom wants to know. Thread the needle. Tell her to Google thread the needle. It's very good. Did you catch the invite on the new server? Yes. Apparently I did. Even though Abe didn't tell me, but someone else did. Okay, wore your merch to school today. The doctor said I'll never walk again.
Hold on.
Stop. It's not funny. Inappropriate of you to say that to me.
Let's go, Gar. Today is the day.
Okay, serious question. Is that like... Okay. A serious question on that. Is there like... Fuck you, man. Is there a meme about like, you know, did you guys know... Did you prepare to like Did you write your favorite jokes about like, or is like a Twitch meta about like how streamer merch gets your ass beat, or streamer merch gets you fucking bullied? Streamer merch is it solidifies your virginity. It's a Tyler One meme. Okay, got it. It's like I was walking around my Hasanabi merch and someone dragged me into the bathroom and gave me a swirly. Okay, so I was shocked at how funny everyone has been, and now I know why. It's because y'all knew that this was. I mean, these are old school memes, I guess.
I deadlifted 200 pounds for the first time today.
Okay, can you watch it and look at the thread? All right, live results on January 5th of the Georgia Senate runoff are going to be out. Starting at 7 p.m. Eastern is when we're going to start getting more deliberations, and we're going to start hearing more and more about what the fuck's going on. Anyway, regardless,
hey, happy 5 Mo's, you funny lad.
I'll just say this much: as far as to end my personal news proportion of the show that I do every morning. I love you all. I'm very excited to cover the news today. I'm very excited. I feel refreshed after that 24-hour break that I took on Sunday, and now I am ready to get back into it. And do it. And I'm probably gonna be taking more breaks every now and then because it feels good. Makes me stream better, I think. Like yesterday, I did lose it a little bit, a couple times. It was a rust, but hey, whatever. That's just rust. And it'll be a lot better when I'm doing RP stuff, like RP focused PvP. You should take at least a day off week. We'll survive. Shut up, Mango JPEG, you bitch. I know you're saying that because you were in Will's stream when I wasn't live. What happens if Will's not there? Okay, yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Talking a big game. Like, oh, dude, yeah, just take a day off, bro. Like, we'll be alive. We'll be fine, dude. Will you do ERP? No, you freak. I'm not gonna do ERP. For those of you who don't know what the ERP is, it's fucking, okay? It's like fucking in roleplay. I would never do that. Like, I never went to a VR strip club on my own in the middle of the pandemic with, like, soda popping in them. That never happened. Do you understand? Do you understand me? That never happened. God damn it.
More leftist voices on Twitch. Keep it up.
Communist David Hasselhoff is stealing votes. Okay, so there's a fucking psychotic rally going on today that I didn't even know. It's a Freedom Plaza massive Prayer to Save America rally in Washington, D.C. We'll take a look at that a little bit, but there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, top level notes that I'm going to let you know right now that I want to get into today before I bring in the Normans is going to be Israel's apartheid medical or vaccine delivery system that's been praised by the rest of the world, which I find to be uniquely inhumane and cruel. 14% of Israeli Jews specifically, have gotten vaccinated. It's the first country on the planet that has reached above 10% of its entire population that has vaccinated themselves. And yet they are refusing to vaccinate. They are refusing to vaccinate Palestinians. And even Israeli settlers engaging in settler terrorism on the Western Bank are getting priority on vaccinations over the Palestinians that live there, and Palestinians that live everywhere under the sovereignty of Israel, unfortunately. So that is like medical apartheid through and through. No two ways about it. It's really fucked up. We're going to be talking about that briefly. We're going to talk about the MAGA copium that's occurring right now at the Freedom Rally. Trump supporters are in Freedom Plaza. We're going to talk about the Enrique Tarrio, leader of the Proud Boys, who was arrested with high-capacity rifles or magazines in D.C., and he was arrested for something separate. He was arrested for, tearing down a BLM flag from an African Methodist church, famous one that Frederick Douglass attended. And he was arrested with fucking high-capacity magazines, like, after he did that, and, like, very publicly took ownership of doing that, which is fucking psychotic. He, like, burned a BLM flag that he stole from a church.
3 more months. Blessings be Hassle Neff Blood God.
We will be talking about the Georgia races in a moment, but let's bring the Normans. Let's welcome the Normans into our home right now, because it is election day.
Nice way. And they're going to be happy because they want to be legalized. And by the way, I know it doesn't sound nice, but not everything is nice. Donald Trump. 60 minutes 27/0/15.
And it's Georgia Senate runoff.
Let's hope 538 is right tonight.
Election day. That's why I'm dressed up for a date with fate.
How? My Republican friends believe the election's results are in the hand of Papa Pence.
Also, getting ready to RP as Hank Pecker. Join now. Many guests later. www.twitch.tv
20
Hasanabi. All right, so let's talk about it. Why is today important? Like, why is this race important? I thought that elections were over. Hassan, why did you lie to us? Like, you said that after November we would know the outcome, like, you know, who's going to govern this country and all that. Well, in America, we have the Senate, the House of Representatives. We have the executive branch. We have the judiciary. And unfortunately, right now, we do not know who controls the Senate in the upcoming government. As it stands, there's a runoff election in Georgia where both of the Georgia senators, who are both Republican at the time, right now, are going to potentially get reelected, or, well, Loeffler was not reelected, but, you know,
let's go.
Potentially get elected or reelected, as they are currently incumbents regardless, or those seats are going to flip. Now, Georgia went to Joe Biden, as you all already know, by a margin of
Montreal
11,000 something votes, 12,000 votes, that Donald Trump was crying to the Secretary of State not that long ago, demanding that, you know, those votes are found somewhere.
Hold on.
Okay? Now, part of the reason why the Georgia Senate race is important is because even if you believe, for example, that Democrats are incompetent, or even if you believe in forcing the vote and you think they're just as bad as the Republicans, well, we got to get them elected first so we can yell at them when they end up doing nothing by claiming, oh, well, conservative Democrats are the ones who are a hurdle in front of us, are placing these hurdles. Because right now, if Democrats don't win the Senate, if they don't win both seats, they do not get 50-50, and the majority tie-breaking vote is, of course, given to the VP. If they don't win the Senate, then Republicans control it. If they don't win both votes, if they don't win both seats for one reason or the other, which is a double, this is basically a double race regardless. So, you know, if you vote for the one Democrat, you're going to vote for the other. If you vote for one Republican, you're probably going to vote for the other. But basically, if they don't win both of these seats, and if Republicans end up winning one for some reason, then Democrats do not control the Senate, in which case the Democratic establishment can continue blaming Mitch McConnell on gridlock and keep saying, oh, well, we just simply can't deal with Mitch McConnell because he's obstructionist. If they do end up winning, if Democrats do end up winning both seats, control the very, very narrow majority in the Senate, then it's all on Democrats to push through certain bills. So we shall see what happens. The Republicans in PA refused a seat and swear in a Democratic member whose opponent in the race has refused to concede. What? Republican majority of Pennsylvania State just removed John Fetterman from the chamber. President pro tempore Corman is presiding instead. John Fetterman refused to recognize a motion that would have prevented a duly elected Democratic senator from being sworn in. What? What is happening in Pennsylvania right now?
Yep,
what the
Super
fuck?
Mario Brothers in real life.
Oh, the GOP scumbags on Trump and how they flip flopped. Yeah, that's like easy. That's easy cookies. That's like, come on, everybody knows that, dude. Anyway, hold on. What are your predictions? Look, man, I don't lie to you, okay? I don't know. A lot has changed in the course of this race. Donald Trump's before Donald Trump's like literal fucking move to center the election around the 2K Cash Act. Before Donald Trump gave a gift to the race, to the Democrats in that race, I would have said it's a lock for Republicans. Georgia is red, man. Georgia is very, very red. And let me tell you something. Not only is Georgia very red, the problem is they're very red because of the same people that Donald Trump is currently yelling at, right? A great example of this, and I said this yesterday, but I didn't give you like additional evidence to why I was saying this. I said this yesterday specifically because I know how Republicans operate, but like,
Hasanabi.
So Brad, I don't want to say Roethlisberger, but I'm going to fuck up his last name. The Secretary of State in Georgia is a Republican. The previous Secretary of State in Georgia, and the Secretary of State controls the elections, was also a Republican. His name was Brian Kemp. Brian Kemp ran in the gubernatorial race against Stacey Abrams. Now, these are all really important players in this entire, in this current race as well. Stacey Abrams revolutionized organizing in Georgia by doing something pretty obvious, which is go to black communities and don't just fucking organize every election for every election cycle, but organize year round. And she did an incredible job bringing out a fuckload of black voters, which make up 33% of the Georgia voting population, right? Then also on top of that, Stacey Abrams did a really good job of trying to tackle voter suppression issues. So what happened is Brian Kemp still ended up defeating Stacey Abrams. And then Stacey Abrams kept organizing, kept fighting, and had this like basically had this theory of how elections should be run or how organizing should be done in Georgia. She kept doing that. Luckily, she did. Brian Kemp became the governor, and this Ben Roethlisberger became the Secretary of State. Now, Ben Roethlisberger, or am I saying Rafflesberger? I just don't. You know, not the Pittsburgh fucking quarterback. You know, I'm gonna fuck it up. You know, I'm gonna fuck his last name up. Raffleberger, fuck. The Georgia Secretary of State. No, I'm not a fucking sports weave. It's only because of Jank that I know his fucking name to begin with. Jank's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. God damn it, dude. Whatever. He has literally the same name, dude. Okay. The Georgia Secretary of State was caught, or not caught, but was having a conversation with Donald Trump. Okay, on that famous tape that got leaked of 1 hour phone call between Donald Trump and Raffenberger. Okay, where Donald Trump is basically like, come on, give me 11,000 votes. Come on, give me 11,000 votes. Believe me, I deserve it. And he's like, no. And now everyone is acting like this fucking piece of shit is a hero. Well, let me tell you why he's not a hero. Because Ben Raffenberger, or however you fucking, Raffleberger, whatever his fucking last name is, it doesn't matter. That dipshit purged 198,000 fucking votes from the Georgia voter registration forms. 198,000 people were purged. Investigative reporter Greg Palast from Rolling Stones worked alongside Black Voters Matter to uncover this reality. Okay, the Democracy Now! Had a good episode on this today as well. I highly recommend you check it out. But basically, what ended up happening, actually, I should probably play that fucking video because it's really good. here.
If today's political fight is anything like Azan's Rust fight,
Let me see if I can find that video. Does anyone have that video? Like a short video? The Purge, that's what it's called, right? Here. This will be a good. I've met this guy before. This guy's a very interesting dude, Greg Palast. Okay, he's a little bit of a. I mean, he's a little bit of a crank, kind of, but he's an interesting guy. I like him. Anyway, I mean, he's also awesome, like especially in regards to this issue. I mean, he fucking. I can't even. Yes, he's the guy who dresses up like a private investigator, and he does it in real life. Like I've seen him in real life.
Podcast. Think you'd make for a really interesting guest and would love to hear the kind of conversation you could have. Anyways, happy Tuesday. Love you, poo poo.
Okay, so I don't want this. I just want. I want to watch like a short version of this. Like, does my dude have not a short version of this? Like a 1 minute trailer
in 2016.
Peace sign.
God damn it, dude! Please tell me you got like a short fucking. Maybe this.
Democrats are stealing it.
You are committing fraud.
Fraud is being perpetrated on the people.
10,000 dead people voted. How is this fair?
Stop the Democrats from stealing our election.
So they say there's illegal voting and theft happening. Turns out, and I'm going to tell you just the numbers like real quickly.
Thanks for the 2 months,
so
Brody.
Georgia Secretary of State, who's a Republican, who's now battling it out with Donald Trump and is now being seen as a hero, like a hashtag resistance hero a little bit by the liberals. He claimed that there was 2,000 people who illegally voted. Okay, there were 2,000 felons running around the state of Georgia who voted twice. Not a single one of them were pursued. No jail time, no investigations, nothing. Okay, when in fact, voter suppression, as I've said a million times over, is literally a real thing that happens all the time, and it's because it's a systemic issue, and it's often justified by Republicans because they say there's illegal voting going on. The first step is basically saying elections are there's no election integrity, elections are insecure, they're full of illegal votes and blah blah blah, so they can justify doing voter suppression measures and purging voters from ballots, right, or registrations. And 198,000 mostly black and brown people were purged from the voter rolls. Now, how did that happen? Well, this dude Greg Palast, our man here, he went over to Georgia, found the names and the records of the people, went to the post office to see if these people had actually fucking moved. Literally, almost none of them had moved. Not a single one of them had moved. Then he went to Ben Rafflesberger's office and asked, like, okay, how do you decide that these people have moved? They originally had claimed that they went to work with a polling, like a pollster, like a third-party pollster, to get this information that they had moved. Turns out that's also not fucking true. He actually never even did that. They just willy-nilly, boom, purged these people from the rolls. 198,000. Okay? 198,000 people. Ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. And of course they did that. That's how they do it.
Educators fighting for safe working conditions, ready for another massive victory tonight.
Anyway, there's got to be like a good video on this. Like a short video. He's a Bernie guy too. But anyway, regardless. I can't find like a scroll to the top. Democracy Now! Stealing Georgia. Oh, they will
The ACLU of Georgia has revealed 198,000 voters have been wrongly purged from the polls. While legal efforts to reverse the purge ahead of the runoffs failed, voting rights activists continue to pressure state officials to re-examine how voter rolls are maintained. We turn now to a report by investigative journalist Greg Palast that's narrated by the actress Deborah Messing.
There are two competing stories: widespread voter suppression or massive voter fraud. For example, this year, Georgia's GOP Secretary of State accused 1,000 Georgians of voting twice.
There are 1,000 people of that 150,000 that actually double voted.
Wow, 1,000 double voters. That's a felony crime. And how many of those 1,000 did he arrest? Zero. None. Zero voter fraud. So, fraudulent voting is a fantasy, but what about vote suppression? Just before the 2020 election, the same Georgia official canceled the voter registrations of an astonishing 198,000 voters. They called it the Purge.
I got my hands on the big purge list. Now, how? It actually took years.
Greg Palast, an investigative reporter with Rolling Stone, got suspicious about the disappearance of tens of thousands of voters from Georgia's voter rolls. Georgia told Palast that these voters had moved out of their home, left Georgia, but the purged voters told the reporter,
"But I've been voting right here ever since 1968.
According to the state of Georgia, they said, well, these people have moved away. So I went through the list and I started finding these voters.
I've lived in this house for 20 years.
And I've been living in this house 13 to 15 years.
I had been purged from the voter rolls, haven't moved, and my name was not there.
So what's going on here? The state says these voters have moved, and here they were. Who knows if you've moved? The post office actually has licensees who can go into the postal computers and tell you exactly who's filled out those change of address cards.
No, he didn't dress up like that specifically for this video. That's literally how he dresses, okay? Stop asking these questions. That's always how he dresses. He's a big fedora Andy, okay? He likes wearing like a fedora and like a duster. That's his drip. He's got the crank drip.
The post office contractor gives me the official list of people who've moved and people who haven't moved. And it turns out these voters, they hadn't moved. 198,351 of them had not moved. So I took this list to the ACLU, you know, the American Civil Liberties Union of Georgia, and they issued my report, Georgia Voter Roll Purge.
So he takes it to... They take it to the ACLU. I'm gonna skip through some of this. Here.
Classic sign of voter suppression. That's a classic tactic. Isn't it ironic that the people being purged from the polls, by and large, are black and brown voters? How do you explain that?
Hoffler sued to return all 198,000 voters to the rolls. The suit was filed on behalf of rights groups headed by Black Voters Matter.
Latasha Brown, the co-owner of Black Voters Bus, is touring at least 12 states to spread their message of empowerment.
What election was this? This one, motherfucker, the one that's happening right now. This shit happened in October. Like, this happened. Listen, this happened after Brad, whatever, Ben, the fucking Secretary of State, the Republican Secretary of State became the Secretary of State. Like, he's the one who followed on the tradition of the previous Secretary of State, who's now the governor. Okay?
Free sub.
They continued on the purge, is what I'm saying. I don't know if all 198,000 of them were specifically purged. I think it's like October 2019 is when it started.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why he said it took him years to fucking find the number. Anyway. Also, it's top of the hour every hour. Something I need to do going forward is like I need to move more. So when I'm running an ad, I'm gonna probably stand up
supremacists happy to be here
and like move around a little bit while I do an ad time. And of course, if you want to avoid the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free. I'll be stretching a little bit and like, you know, moving my legs up a little bit because my fucking, you know, my body is broken at this point. So here's the ad. Here's the 1 minute ad.
Thanks for providing.
You can subscribe for free with your Twitch Prime, by the way, if you no longer want to see interruptions. Ravensburger should have called back and told them they found 12,000 maximum troll level. So,
as buff.
The problem is, the issue is that like these people did not move. They did not move at all. They were just like purged from the fucking rolls for no reason whatsoever. And then also on top of that, Also, on top of that, when reached out for comment, they were trying to be evasive, and they found out later that he had not even utilized the actual fucking service that he claimed to utilize, the pollster service, and that they just willy-nilly randomly decided to do this, and they didn't even authorize it with the postal service. Like, you could have literally went to the postal service and seen if any of these people cross-reference it with the people that may or may not have actually filed for a change of address. It's that simple. And they didn't do it because they don't give a fuck about letting people vote. It's the exact opposite. Their entire purpose for existence is making sure as little people vote as possible. That's literally the Republican agenda. It's how they operate. So, of course they did that. Anyway, let's keep going.
Even the National Voter Registration Act, a simple requirement is to have a third-party licensee. That's a simple requirement that you can literally just in a matter of being able to verify that those names, those 198,000 names never would have been on the list if they had just followed the procedure.
They said they moved. Did they move?
They said they moved and they didn't move. There's no evidence that those 198,000 people have moved. So we know what this is. This is another form, what we believe is voter suppression.
A federal judge told the state to meet with Black Voters Matter and fix the discrepancies, the massive errors in the purge list. Latasha Brown, backed by a dream team of America's top rights lawyers, went to the state capitol to confront officials to fix those discrepancies.
This part's really good.
This purge case is just one of the many ways in which they are trying to destroy the vote.
If one voter is disenfranchised, that's one voter too many.
And we're coming to the new suppressor chief's office and demanding a meeting, and then we'll see him in court.
So Latasha led us on a march into the Capitol. The attorneys had told the state we were coming to meet the director of election. Now remember, this was once the heart of the Confederacy. We get to the office of the Secretary of State, and it's locked and dark, but there's a phone number taped to the door.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
The voting chief has disappeared. It was a cheap trick to avoid Latasha, but she had another idea.
And the Twin Towers.
So we went on the hunt.
It's fucking, we're gonna be done with the video soon. Please stop commenting on the audio and how shitty it is, okay? Yes, he's a leftist. What the fuck do you expect?
And there he is, Chris Harvey, Georgia's Director of Elections, the Purge General himself. The man who erased these voters' registrations, dressed for Casual Friday.
Mr. Harvey, just a quick question. I was just talking to some voters, Curtis Fraser, Michael Watson, Ishtar Diaz. According to your office, these voters had filled out change of address forms because they moved, and so they were removed from the voter rolls. They told us that they have not moved 20 years the same house, 19 years, 10 years at the same house, that they haven't moved. They never filled out those forms. Can I give you their names? You can put them back on the rolls. They were wrongly removed.
I'll be happy to take their names and we can follow up with them.
Well, actually, we have a list of 198,000. If it turns out that they have not moved, as you claimed, will you return them to the voter rolls?
Sir, I'll be happy to take the information and follow up.
So even if
prejudge what we're going to do.
So even if they're wrongly removed, you won't return them to the voter rolls?
I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do.
In other words, you're just not going to do it.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do.
But let me ask you a question.
I'm not going to answer any questions about stuff that's...
Now, but you told the court that you thought that maybe the post office, through a licensee named Anchor, had identified these people as having moved. They said they didn't. We checked with Anchor. You never checked with Anchor or the post office. We did. Why did you give the court the impression that you used the postal licensee to check whether these people moved, but you didn't? Have you spoken to Anchor?
I'm not going to answer any more of your questions.
Have you spoken to the post office and its licensees? You won't answer that.
I won't answer.
Well, the federal law requires you to do it, so you're saying you're not sure that you follow the federal law?
I'm not going to answer your question.
We just want to get it resolved. Like, there are 198,000 people, as you can imagine, that we feel very strongly that are being disenfranchised right now. And so we're coming in good faith. We've reached out repeatedly to the last 7 days. We just want to get it resolved. And so we would like to sit down with you all. We don't want to get a run around the block. We want to sit down, have a meeting, have our experts to sit down with your experts and get it resolved. That at the end of the day, people's voting rights, as an election officer, you understand how critical that is.
Will you and the secretary meet with Latasha Brown and her Blinkus?
Yeah.
You're not going to say whether you're going to just meet with them? The court has asked you, said you should meet with them.
As of today, the state of Georgia still resists returning 198,000 voters their rights and refuses to meet with Latasha Brown.
Okay, so there have been court cases. One of them was overturned. Actually, the judge presiding over this is literally Stacey Abrams' relative. The judge presiding over this case. Two of them were won, and one of them was, I believe, one of the court cases was actually overturned on 4,000 votes that were purged from the ballots or from the voter rolls, from the state rolls before the Senate runoffs, and that was the U.S. District Judge Leslie Abrams Gardner. It came after 2 counties voted to remove a tranche of voters' names from the roster after 2 separate complaints alleged that publicly available voter registration data matched unverified change of address records by the U.S. Postal Service. But the complaints in Muskogee and Ben Hill counties failed to prove that the voters had actually given up Georgia residences, whereas one of the counties did not. So isn't it insane how a court tells them to meet and yet they won't? Shouldn't that be illegal? Yeah, conservatives love to say that it's a conflict of interest because the judge is her sister. I mean, it definitely is a bit of a conflict of interest. Let's be real. Like, if you're presiding over if you're a judge overlooking a case and your sister or your efforts along with your sister that you have like participated in are like pro-democracy efforts, and the case itself is literally about like expanding the voter rolls, then yeah, it does make sense. But what judge isn't fucking biased in that way? There is an entire foundation called the Federalist Society that specifically creates activist judges, like by relying on how much networking conservative lawyers want to do, or like young lawyers want to do when they're in law school, so that they become, conservative judges and justices, and then they can get elevated all the way into the Supreme Court. ACB is a great example. There's like every fucking Republican Supreme Court justice now is a Federalist Society justice. So, anyway, will you be taking down the Trump cutout when Biden becomes president? Absolutely not, brother. Why would I do that? Why would I do that, brother? My love for him does not go away. Also, that conflict of interest is nowhere near as big as a conflict of interest as Brian Kemp overseeing a fucking election that he was participating in when he became the fucking governor, dude. So, like, that conflict of interest is nothing in comparison to the actual fucking conflict of interest that, Brian Kemp actually successfully utilized. Anyway, so that's the little story about Georgia rolls and why you should never, ever in a million fucking years ever give credit to Republicans, because it's the same Republican admin that's like literally purging voters from voter rolls and making it as hard as black people to vote as possible, while simultaneously looking as though they are heroes because they're standing up against Donald Trump, when Donald Trump is like out of his mind, when he's like asking for insane bullshit like, give me 11,000 votes, come on, just find them, just do it. Anyway, here is womanlit Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You are a joke. Have a good one. No. Have a good one. You are a joke. I'm looking forward to Ossoff winning. I do appreciate America. I'm looking forward to Ossoff winning.
I want to say all Republicans are bad, so we got to be weird acronym to Spam in the chat. All Republicans are Arab. Arab, brother. All Republicans are bastards. Yeah, don't do that. You think this is Marjorie Taylor Greene getting rolled? Is there a video of her talking to the CNN person? That's real rolling, brother. That's Rolling Stones. Marjorie Taylor Greene was outside of the steps of fucking Congress when a CNN journalist rolled up on her. Okay, here. Is there a video of that? Because that one is really fucking good. That's an actual Rolling Stone moment. Here, I'm very excited to show this to you. Okay. Oh, there is no video for it. Never mind. So, newly elected Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, a staunch Trump supporter, says the state's elections should be decertified. So the CNN reporter asks, okay, what about your election? Because that's the same election. You're on the fucking ballot.